here in Fairfield in the gallery of artist Ma Strick. And behind me are a lot of Santa Claus dolls. This place is a feast for the eyes. This is lovely. I feel like I walked into a little fairyland.
That's what I want it to seem like for people, yeah. I mean, I keep making stuff, so I've got to hang it or store it or something, and it's either go in a box or hang it on a wall. Mixed media. It's not just wood, it's not just acrylic painting, it's not just any one thing. I mean, I use beads and buttons and found objects, and I make things out of metal or wire or wood or paper or fabric. I like to go to rummage sales, and I like to root around in somebody else's junk that they're getting rid of, because there's always something that's interesting and fun. And we call this the clicker. Well, you want to see the witches?
Yes, I want to see the witches.
All right. I love to make witch dolls. The women who were accused of being witches were the wise women of the communities. And one of the things that I do for fun is calligraphy. Old keys are really nice. Late getting my Santas made. I've got a lot of them in the works. Oh, these are all my art journals. I always have a journal going, so I always paint the cover. Mita, if you're not sure, think meatball, which is what was my nickname in high school. Some kid would yell to another kid, "Hey, meatball!" And I would turn around. I was very interested in drawing as a little kid. I was uninterested in coloring books, because I thought, oh yeah, the picture of the cat is fine, but I'm going to draw this other little thing in the margin where there's a blank space. Moved to Vermont, I didn't know a soul. I mean, I knew nobody. And then decided with a bunch of other hippies that we were going to buy this piece of land. After living in a tent, oh, and I didn't have running water or electricity. It was years before I had that. It was nice to be able to learn how to build a building, learn how to live without electricity and without running water and function just fine, and raise kids.
Mita is a magical person who has established herself here. When times get hard, I'm like, I know Mita could do it. She hiked to get water. I have running water. This would be fine.
This is like the StuckinVermont thing.
That is? Yes,
yeah.
True.
Why am I stuck in Vermont?
Why?
Well, partly because I invested all this sweat equity and time and energy. I mean, I was working full-time too. Throughout all this time, I worked for the state in the human services system, and it was about people who were having hard times in their lives, which is why they needed something from the state, and I was one of the people who provided some of the somethings. Oh yeah, I taught at CCV. I taught art classes for the most part. The students were great. They were all ages. I was doing a lot of shows all around New England. So I finally did the last one. I got to where I couldn't lug all my stuff by myself. I had to have somebody help me. I can hyper focus and then beeline to the purple corner. ADHD, hyperactivity. Yeah. Well, there's a lot to do. I'm in a hurry now because I'm getting old. I got to hurry up and get it done before I croak.
I'm just filming you again in your fairyland.
Yeah.
What am I going to say about Mita? She's just so much. There's just this very vivid, colorful person. I mean, you walk in and you're just like sparkles, and I'm just amazed.
Tell me why. Why are doors great?
Because they're flat surfaces. There's room to paint stuff on them. Ma Strick, uno, a weird artist. I'm almost 83, but I'm as active at, well, I'm a little more lazy. You like that too? Well, Dot doesn't want to miss the fun. They're in various stages of completion. This one, which is almost finished now, I could have made this with shorter legs or longer legs. So I like doing pieces that have layers. The doll as a base appeals to me because I've always been interested in people, and my whole adult get a job so you can pay the bills and have health insurance life was in human services, and I loved it. I think people are cool. They're really fun. A piece of wood that it's on at one time was a piano, and this is the keyboard. I like the way that face came out. I don't subscribe to any faith tradition. If people can say, yes, there is a Santa Claus, you know, that kind of thing, that's a good way of being. Over in some other pile, I've got this doll body, and I've got this head floating around in a bag of heads. This is an old plastic button from who knows where. We'll see. You know, it'll just happen when it happens. But it's close to finished.
And what do you call the Sawdust Hill?
Sawdust Hill. See my great piece of sculpture that I have in the yard? Why do we have spray paint in this world? So I painted it and decided to call it lawn art. So this is exactly what it's like when I do a workshop here. It's just a bunch of people sitting around this table.
Creating.
Tearing up paper, sticking things down, or splashing paint around and telling funny stories.
Not only is she my dearest long lifetime friend, whom I love, but she's also very generous with her art lessons. Oh yes, my house is just a mini Mita museum. I have paintings of hers and wood dolls and jewelry.
Yeah, we've been friends for a long time.
Almost 42 years.
Is it that long?
We both have children and grandchildren.
Yeah. Nobody says that it has to just be X, Y, or Z. It can be X and Y and Z. We're just playing with scraps of paper. We don't have to have any rules except don't eat the glue.
Collage over here is turning into a celebration of eyeballs.
Oh, great. You know,
I know, you can
you've
use
been
everything.
talking to me for several hours now. Everything can be something. I've never been big on following rules. So if badass is a term that accommodates that behavior, that would be me.
This holiday season, shop local, and we will get stuck in Vermont with you again real soon. You can find out when you can visit Mita's gallery on her Instagram and Facebook pages.
If they're inclined to drive way out in the sticks, because I'm not close to anything.
And I don't think there's snow tires on this car because I couldn't get up the driveway. So I had to park at the bottom of the driveway. I'm stuck in Vermont. I'm literally stuck in Vermont.